Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greetings of peace. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ratu Sayabrina Putri from the Management Study Program Class 23A. On this occasion, I will do a research methodology assignment with the theme of types of samples and their examples. Types of samples and examples. In research, we often cannot study the entire population because the number is too large. Well, a sample is a small part of the population that is selected to represent the whole. This sample must be selected in the right way so that the research results can apply to the entire population. In general, the types of samples are divided into two main categories, namely probability samples, selected randomly, and non-probability samples, selected with certain considerations. 1. Probability sample. In this method, each member of the population has an equal chance of being selected, so the results are more objective and can be generalized to the entire population. A. Simple random sampling. All members of the population have an equal chance of being selected. Example: a company wants to know employee satisfaction. They draw 50 employees at random to be sampled. B. Stratified random sampling. The population is divided into several groups, strata, then samples are taken randomly from each group. Example: in a supermarket customer satisfaction study, customers were divided by age, teenagers, adults, elderly, then samples were taken from each group. C. Systematic sampling. Samples are selected based on a certain pattern, for example every 10th person on a customer list. Example: a researcher wants to analyze customer shopping habits, so he or she selects every 5th customer who enters a store to be interviewed. D. Cluster sampling. The population is divided into small groups, clusters, then one or more clusters are randomly selected to be used as a sample. Example: to study students' eating habits, researchers randomly select several schools, then study all students in the selected schools. 2. Non-probability sampling. In this method, not all members of the population have an equal chance of being selected. Usually used when it is difficult to obtain truly random data. A. Quota sampling. Samples are taken based on a certain number of predetermined categories. Example: a survey wants to get opinions from 50 men and 50 women about beauty products. B. Purposive sampling. Samples are selected based on certain criteria that are considered relevant to the research. Example: to study the effectiveness of digital marketing strategies, only online business owners are sampled. C. Convenience sampling. Samples are taken from people who are easily accessible to researchers. Example: a student who is researching reading habits chooses his friends as respondents because they are more easily accessible. D. Snowball sampling. The first sample selected will recommend other people who can be the next respondents. Example: in a study of the startup business community, one person was interviewed and then he recommended his friends to take part in the study. That's all we can convey in this video. Sorry if there are any shortcomings, and thank you for the time given.